Hi, 7th graders. This video will help you do page 12 in the Unit 6 packet. Please make sure you've read page 13 before you do page 12. So, we are studying the beginnings of slavery in the Americas, and we want to understand that Europeans forced millions of African slaves to work in the colonies. So for each section, we're going to pick out details that support the main idea. So the first main idea is that European diseases wiped out much of the Native American population, causing the colonists to look for a new labor force. So since the Europeans were not able to use Native Americans as workers, they needed to find new workers. So we are looking for details that support that. And if you go to the reading in the first paragraph, you'll see that upon contact with Europeans, Native Americans got very sick because they didn't have immunity to these diseases. So I'm going to use that as my first detail, and I'm going to put it in my own words. So Native Americans became very sick when Europeans arrived in the Americas. And we've looked at this before with smallpox and other diseases they didn't have immunity to. So I've kind of now found a detail that supports the first half of the main idea up into comma. And I'm going to look for a second main idea that supports the main idea after the comma. So if I go down in the second paragraph, I see that the last sentence says the drop in the native population played a major role in the emerging need for an alternative labor force. So I'm going to put that in my own words. So without a Native American labor force, and that just means workers, Europeans began looking for a new labor force. And unfortunately, they decided to use enslaved Africans. Okay, so my next main idea is that Europeans enslaved millions of Africans and sent them to work in their colonies. So again, I'm going to look on page 3 for a detail that supports this main idea. And I'm going to use the first sentence of the third paragraph. The economy of the colonies in North America relied on growing cash crops on large plantations. So this kind of helps the support the second half, going a little bit out of order, but it does go in order of the reading. So I'm going to say North America, again, putting this in my own words, North American colonies grew cash crops on large plantations to make money. Growing cash crops requires a lot of workers to pick all of the cotton, tobacco, and berries they're growing. And so they're going to need workers to do this. And unfortunately, this is where they began the slave trade of bringing enslaved Africans to do this work for no pay. So my last detail is going to kind of hit the first half, this Europeans enslaved millions of Africans, with a sentence that's toward the end of the reading. The colonists soon agreed that forcing enslaved people from West Africa to the colonies would be the solution to their labor problem. So colonists forced enslaved people from West Africa to work on plantations. All right, so that is page 12. Hopefully this will help you figure out how to do page 14, and you'll read page 15 first, and then again find details that support the main idea on page 14. Thanks for watching. Bye.